All right, so get comfy, you guys, because we are diving into something a little different today.
Yeah.
A novel.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking a peek into Amanda Prowse's This One Life.
Ooh, fun.
Just to see if it's something, you might want to add to your reading list.
Yeah, and we're not here to spoil the ending.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, just enough to pique your curiosity.
To get you hooked.
Yeah, make you run to the bookstore.
Yeah.
We were given some excerpts, and
yeah.
let me tell you, this book starts off with an incredibly intriguing premise.
Okay.
It jumps between present day and 8 years before.
Okay.
And the prologue, it just drops you right in the middle of a missing sock mystery.
A missing sock.
A missing sock.
All right, I know it sounds...
That's interesting.
It sounds very
like,
lumpy.
what could that possibly
You date, right.
Yeah.
But the way Prowse sets it up with this little girl, Edith, and her mom, Marnie, you just know there's a deeper story.
Okay, yeah.
Waiting to be unraveled.
There's got to be. Like, it's that quiet before the storm, you know, where the air is thick with anticipation.
Yeah.
And then we meet Madeleine.
Okay.
The protagonist. She's this successful designer.
All right.
Living what seems like a perfect life.
Right.
But you quickly realize she's carrying some heavy baggage.
Okay.
From her childhood on the Britton Park estate.
So it's not all sunshine and roses.
Not at all.
Okay.
It's almost as if she's built this sophisticated, successful life.
Yeah.
As a way to distance herself from that past.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And her ambition is palpable. This dream of opening her own agency in L.A.
Wow.
It makes you wonder, what is she really running from?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What is she running from?
And then, boom, life throws her a curveball, motherhood.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a wrench in her perfectly crafted plans.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And it really highlights this internal conflict she's facing.
Yeah.
On one hand, she's driven by this ambition to create a life vastly different from the one she knew growing up.
Right.
On the other, she's now unexpectedly thrust into this role of motherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you consider the different ways we define success and fulfillment.
Absolutely.
Right. And we see those different definitions play out through the other characters, too.
Yeah.
Like Madeleine's mom, Marnie.
Okay.
She represents a very traditional, almost selfless approach to motherhood.
Okay.
Which really contrasts with Madeleine's initial reaction to it all.
Interesting.
It makes you wonder if Prowse is exploring this tension between societal expectations of what it means to be a mother.
Right.
And the reality of how individual women actually experience and approach motherhood.
Yeah, their own path.
It definitely brings up some thought-provoking questions.
Absolutely.
And then there's this whole web of relationships surrounding Madeleine.
Oh.
Her complicated dynamic with Marnie, her strained friendship with Trina.
Okay.
And then these romantic entanglements with Jimmy and Nico. Each relationship seems to pull her in a different direction.
Wow.
Almost like they represent different paths she could take.
Like she's at a crossroads, kind of.
Speaking of paths, let's talk about Jimmy for a moment.
Okay.
He's described as this kind, grounded guy who seems content with a simple life.
Right.
He's almost the antithesis of Madeleine's driven personality.
Yeah. Opposite attract, they say, right?
Right. Sometimes.
And yet there are these subtle hints of a past connection between them.
Oh.
A spark that hasn't quite fizzled out.
Okay.
There's this scene where Jimmy gives Madeleine a drawing of his dream cottage.
Oh, that's sweet.
Such a sweet gesture.
Yeah.
But it carries this weight of unspoken feelings and missed opportunities.
Yeah, there's some history there.
Oh, that scene really got to me.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what if things had gone differently between them.
I see, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that drawing becomes almost symbolic throughout the story.
Okay.
Representing a path not taken, a life that could have been.
And it resurfaces in the present, reminding us that the past isn't always as buried as we think it is.
Ooh, chills.
Okay.
Right here.
And then there's Edith.
Okay.
This sweet, innocent little girl.
Yeah.
Who's just oblivious to the adult drama swirling around her. She's like a breath of fresh air amidst all the complexity.
Yeah.
There are these adorable anecdotes about her, like, naming a dead mouse Minty.
Yay. Oh my gosh.
It reminds us of the simple joys of childhood and the beauty of seeing the world through a child's eyes.
It's true.
It's like she provides these little moments of lightness, these reminders that even in the midst of turmoil, life can still be sweet.
I love that, yeah.
And then enter Nico.
Okay.
Who is everything Jimmy.
Yeah.
Isn't successful.
All right.
Charismatic. Worldly.
Got it.
He definitely shakes things up.
So he's trouble.
He does. And his presence adds another layer of intrigue to the story.
Oh, okay.
You're left wondering, is he just a fling, or does he represent a genuine chance at happiness for Madeleine?
Mm-hmm.
And can she truly find happiness with someone like him when she's still grappling with so much unresolved baggage from her past?
That's a lot of questions.
So many questions. This is why I love diving into novels like this.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to unpack.
Uh-huh.
And Prowse definitely knows how to leave you wanting more.
It's like she's standing at a crossroads, with each of these men representing a different path.
Right.
But which path will lead her to true fulfillment?
Right.
That's the mystery. Prowse invites us to unravel.
It's so cleverly done.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are cleverly done, did you notice how the settings in the book almost become characters themselves?
Oh, absolutely.
There's such a stark contrast between the Brenton Park estate and Jimmy's lockkeeper's cottage.
Yeah, for sure.
The estate, with its drab hallways and worn-out furniture, feels almost oppressive.
Right?
Like a physical manifestation of the constraints Madeleine feels from her past. You know, the expectations she's trying so desperately to break free from.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the cottage, which starts as this dilapidated ruin,
Right.
but slowly transforms into this charming oasis.
I love that.
It mirrors Jimmy's character in a way.
Yeah.
His ability to find beauty in the unexpected, his grounded nature.
Well, simplicity.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if Prowse is suggesting that true beauty, true happiness can be found in simplicity, in embracing the imperfections of life.
I love that interpretation.
Yeah. Makes you question your own priorities, right?
Surely.
What are we chasing after and at what cost?
For sure.
And it's not just the physical settings. Prowse's use of language is so evocative.
Oh, yeah.
She really paints a picture with her words.
She does.
You can almost feel the weight of the past clinging to the estate, while the cottage seems to radiate warmth and hope.
It's true.
Totally. And the way she uses dialogue, it's so natural and believable.
Right.
You feel like you're eavesdropping on real conversations.
Exactly.
But there's often this layer of subtext, these unspoken truths simmering beneath the surface.
Oh, I love that.
Like that scene where Madeleine and her friend Trina visit Marnie in the hospital.
Okay, yeah.
On the surface, it's a simple exchange between friends.
Right.
But you can sense this underlying tension.
Oh, yeah.
Years of unspoken resentments and regrets.
Right.
Yes. That scene was so powerful, especially
Right.
knowing the backstory of their complicated friendship.
Yeah.
You're left wondering, will they ever truly reconcile?
Right.
Will they ever be able to speak their truths and find forgiveness?
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It makes you reflect on your own relationships.
Yeah.
Are there things left unsaid?
Uh-huh.
Apologies that need to be made?
For sure.
Prowse really taps into those universal human experiences of love loss and the complexities of forgiveness. It's what makes the book so relatable, even though the characters are living very different lives from most of us.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of relatable,
Okay.
Prowse doesn't shy away from exploring difficult emotions.
Yeah.
Guilt, regret, fear.
Right.
Those raw human experiences we all face at some point.
At some point.
And she does it in such a way that you feel those emotions alongside the characters.
I agree.
Yeah, you can practically feel Madeleine's anxiety when she reveals her pregnancy to Jimmy.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Or the weight of their shared history during that heart-to-heart conversation at the cottage.
That one got me.
That conversation at the cottage felt like a turning point.
Yeah.
Like they were finally starting to break down the walls they'd built up around their hearts.
It felt like a release.
Right.
Yeah.
It highlights the power of vulnerability and open communication.
For sure.
Even when it's messy and uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
It's in those moments of honesty that true connection can happen, even if it's years later.
I agree.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if Prowse is suggesting that it's never too late to mend broken bridges.
Right.
To confront our past and rewrite our stories.
Powerful stuff.
It's a powerful message.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about your own life, doesn't it?
Of course.
Are there relationships you need to repair?
Mm-hmm.
Are there choices you regret?
Right.
And is it possible to find redemption even when it feels like it's too late?
Makes you wonder.
Wow, heavy stuff.
It is.
But also incredibly thought-provoking.
Yeah.
It's what makes this book so much more than just a light read.
Definitely.
It stays with you. It makes you question things. It makes you feel deeply.
Yeah, and you know all this from just a few excerpts.
Right.
Imagine what the full story holds.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm already itching to get my hands on the complete book.
Me too.
What about you? What stood out to you the most from what we've read so far?
It's hard to choose just one thing, But I think what fascinates me most is how Prowse uses these seemingly insignificant details to hint at the bigger picture.
Total.
With that missing sock at the beginning,
Yeah.
or the drawing of the cottage.
Oh, absolutely. It's like those small details are little puzzle pieces.
Right.
And as you read, you start to see how they fit together to create this complex and emotionally resonant story.
Exactly. And it makes you pay attention, makes you wonder what other seemingly insignificant details might hold a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
It's like she's inviting us to read between the lines, to engage with the story on a more active level.
It's like she trusts her readers to be intelligent.
Yes.
To pick up on those nuances and connect the dots. It makes for such a rewarding reading experience.
It does. And speaking of rewarding,
Okay.
I have to say the ending of the excerpts we read.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say it left me with a lot of questions.
Okay.
In a sense that maybe, just maybe, Madeleine is starting to figure things out.
Ooh, now you're being cryptic. You're just fueling my need to read the whole book. But you're right, there is this sense of hope.
Yeah.
A feeling that even though life is messy and complicated, there's always a chance for growth and redemption.
Right, like maybe the journey itself is more important than the destination.
Oh.
Maybe it's about learning from our mistakes, embracing the unexpected, and finding beauty in the imperfect.
It makes you think about your own life.
It does.
Your own journey.
Yeah.
Are you on the right path?
Right.
Are you chasing the right dreams?
Mm-hmm.
And what truly matters in the end?
Big questions.
Those are questions we all grapple with.
You do.
And I think that's what makes This One Life so powerful.
I agree.
It doesn't offer easy answers, but it does invite us to reflect on our own lives and choices.
Yeah.
To consider what truly brings us fulfillment.
For sure.
So if our listeners are looking for a book that's more than just a fluffy beach read,
Yeah.
something that will stay with them long after they turn the final page, it sounds like This One Life is worth checking out.
Absolutely. It's a beautifully written story about love, loss, ambition, and the complexities of family.
Yeah, it's a story about finding yourself even when it feels like you've lost your way.
You've got it.
And who knows, maybe it'll even inspire you to take a chance. To make a change, to embrace the messy beauty of this one life we're all given.
That's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
I'm ready to add this to my reading list.
Me too. I'm already halfway through it.
Really?
And I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Awesome.
To our listeners, if you do decide to pick up This One Life, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
You can find us on social media or leave a comment on our website.
Happy reading, everyone.
And until next time, keep diving deep.